Hi everyone, I'm Bonita. How are you doing today? How are you feeling? What do you have planned for your day? I have arachnoiditis. It happened a little over 3 years ago now, where a doctor botched the epidural for my herniated disc by puncturing my spinal cord, which resulted in a blood patch that didn't seal initially. So I have been dealing with that over the last 3 years. And during that 3 years, I've been learning how this is going to affect my life, what I can do, what I need to be careful doing, and am I going to let it stop me from doing the things that I love? I'm sure you are in a similar situation depending on what your chronic pain situation is. But these little talks are to encourage one another to not give up. So today we are going to talk about what helps keep you going. And I'm going to share with you what helps keep me going. Now, I went to the doctor the other day and I just needed to get my thyroid meds and my lab done. And I got a copy of that electronically, which is very common these days. And when I looked at the results, I was surprised because I had a diagnosis on there that was given to me by one of the specialists that I saw last year, and I didn't even know I was given this diagnosis. This is why it's so important to review your medical records. I just went in for a simple lab draw so I could get my meds refilled and saw that that doctor a year ago gave me the diagnosis of fibromyalgia. I had no clue. And when I researched it a little bit more, I saw that if you fail about 11 out of 18 pressure points on your body and have pain in at least 11 of those spots, that they can diagnose you with fibromyalgia. Well, I have horrible nerve pain, and you can literally push anywhere on my body, and I will have burning sensations and shooting pain. And I remember him pressing in different places and me telling him that basically you can push anywhere and it does hurt. And I remember him pushing in several places, but he never told me that he gave me that diagnosis. So that kind of surprised me. And for a minute, I thought, oh my gosh, what does my life look like with fibromyalgia now? And then I thought, I didn't even know he had that on my record. And I've been living with it evidently since he gave me that diagnosis at least a year ago, probably before that. And that diagnosis being on my record had not changed my way of life and the things that I was dealing with. So I guess that's why I want to focus on what keeps you going today. We can let a lot of those things like that bring us down, set us back, make us feel like maybe our future is doomed or going backwards or we're worse off than we are. But in my case, I didn't even know he'd given me that diagnosis, and I had continued on as usual. So I guess that's what I'm trying to let you know today is don't let what is in your record make you feel worse than you already do. We can do that with our minds. We can set ourselves up for failure or deciding that we can do even less than we normally do or deciding that we shouldn't do things that we once enjoyed just by what is in our medical chart. So the things that help keep me going, I guess number one would be determination. I decided, I think about a year into this, I had about a year of feeling really bad, being scared, being in a lot of pain and worrying. And I had got on some support groups on Facebook. And honestly, those scared me to death. I saw some worst case scenarios on there. I saw people that were in wheelchairs, people that had lost control of their bladder, people that couldn't walk anymore, people with paralysis. And I thought, this is my future. This is what's going to happen to me. And as time went on, I started digging my heels in and saying, you know what? I'm going to fight this tooth and nail. That is not going to be my future. I am not going to let that happen to me. And if it does happen to me, it is going to be way down the line after I've given it the best go that I possibly can by trying to eat right, take care of myself, exercise as I can, stay active, stay positive, stay motivated. So I would say determination is probably my number one thing that has kept me going. The second thing, of course, is my family. I saw the concern with my family. I saw how scared my kids were for me. I saw the frightened, angry feeling that my husband was having, that this doctor had now changed our future as a couple. My family was a big part of me having the determination that I'm not going to let this take me down any sooner than it possibly can. So tap into those things that motivate you because they make a huge difference in your outcome. The third thing that keeps me going is my independence. I want to continue driving, enjoying things, and I don't want to lose the things that I enjoy. Now, can I do them sometimes longer than 5 minutes? Sometimes I can't, but I'm still going to do them, and I'm going to take longer breaks. And if I get clear down for a day or two, I'll rest and then I'll do it again for 5 minutes. But I'm not going to let it steal my joy of the things that I enjoy doing. And then the fourth reason, I guess, would be my goals for the future. And some of that ties into family, independence, determination, but some of it has to do with me strengthening myself as I can. There was a time I could hardly stand up out of a chair. I'm doing better now. I can stand up out of a chair. Is my posture great? Does my strength look great? No, but it's better. So those are the things that keep me going to try to have the best quality of life that I possibly can have going forward. I believe in my potential, and you should believe in yours. Don't give up hope. Don't negative talk yourself that, hey, this is going bad, this is going to get worse, this is what my life's going to look like, because it's so easy to go down those roads and then talk yourself into just sitting in a chair or lying in a bed or not making much of your days. And then that depression can set in and it can just get worse, and your strength can decline and your falls can increase. All of those things can happen if we stop believing in our potential to be able to maintain or improve our condition. So try not to dwell on those negative parts. That's what I try to do. Yes, is it hard for me to vacuum? Very, very hard. Is it hard for me to bend over and try to stand back up at times? Absolutely. So I minimalize those things and I try to take it as easy as I can to not have too many of those things in one day so it doesn't set me back for several days. But I still try to not focus on those negative parts. Can I lift over 5 pounds? Wouldn't be a good idea because, again, I will pay for it for several days if I lift more than 5 pounds. But I can lift a gallon of milk here and there, and I have to be careful, but I'm not going to let it spoil my potential by taking out everything that I could possibly do for myself. And of course, like the Facebook group that I was in that had really brought me down, don't compare your symptoms or your diagnosis to others. We have a tendency to do that. We have a tendency to say, oh, I have this and you have this, and start comparing symptoms. As you know, their symptoms can be totally different than yours, and their day-to-day can look totally different than yours because our own day-to-days can look totally different from one another. So comparing ourselves to others, it doesn't always serve a good purpose because their situation can be different than ours, even though we have the same diagnosis. So I'd like to end this video by telling you to think positive and to take care of yourself. And please feel free to leave any comments of things that you are dealing with, and we will try to help you as best as we can as a community. As always, thinking of you. God bless. Thanks for listening today.